Are you ready to unlock your full potential? Motivational speaker, the comeback coach, and goal crusher Joe Rivera brings you inspiring leaders, incredible stories, and valuable lessons on how you can change, grow, and reforge your life. Now, here's your host, Joe Rivera.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Reforge Your Life show. I'm your host, Joe Rivera, and here at the Reforge Your Life show, we like to show you that the comeback is more than possible. And today, I'm hyped about the guest I'm bringing to the show, man. He's the owner of Stay Fit Coaching, and it's Khalil Carter, brother. What's up, man? Welcome to the show.
How you feeling?
I'm blessed another day, man.
Stay Fit Coaching.
Stay
Fit. Here I go.
Let's go, man.
Thanks
Let's
for
go.
having me.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I'm grateful for you being here, man.
Likewise.
Man, so I heard your story, brother, and there's no way I could tell the story like you can. Nobody in the world can. So I'd love for you to share your story, your strength and hope with the audience. Let them know a little bit more about you, bro.
So, in a nutshell, the whole thing about processing trauma, healing, and coping, I had to put this into one ball and learn how to surrender. Give it to God. Whoever your God of understanding is, give it to God. And with that, I realized it was nowhere I could take it to. It wasn't people that could help me. It wasn't therapy. It was me. Khalil had to rewire.
Yeah.
And the hardest thing about teaching older people something, they say an old dog can't learn new tricks, but try to get somebody that's older to unlearn repetition or trauma that's been caused by lineage, parents, other things. It's really hard. So with that being said, man, I knew it was time to change, and I had to be the best person that I could be for the people that was around me, that I was coming into or encounter. Like my daughter, she didn't ask to be here, and I have more children than just her, but she's the one who doesn't have a mother. So I have to fill in, I got to be the mother, the father, it's a situation, man. I used to ask, why me? Why me, man? Why me? Why not me? Because I'm built for it.
Yeah.
Why not me? I would much rather things happen the way they did, because I would hate to have left her in this world without me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
of course.
And that trickles down into my business, fitness, health, mind, body, and spirit. Those three components, it goes into it. You could show up all you want, healthy body, bad mind. That's a spontaneous combustion waiting to happen.
Not a good mix.
Nah, it's not a good mix, man. So, I do work now in the schools. I'm at work with the DOE. I'm a vendor. I have my program in there where I consistently advocate, and I put people in uncomfortable situations so they can understand the normalcy of being uncomfortable. With comfortability comes no growth.
Absolutely.
So if you consistently are uncomfortable, then it becomes second nature the way you respond to situations. And I teach people not to react, respond. Respond, you have to think about it. It's a saying. I learned it from a wise woman. Speak what you seek until you see what you said. Now, it's a difference between speaking things into existence, because you can almost speak anything to existence.
Right.
Bad behavior, somebody was going to do something, I knew it, whatever. But when you speak only the things that you seek, think of the conviction that I just said that, and speak only the things that I seek until I see what I said, and I will not stop speaking it. So I wanted to help. I also saw how careless people were with people that I loved. It seemed like everybody that was in positions and had these credentials to do great things, whether they were police, doctors, teachers, principal, whatever it was, they were failing us. You know what I mean? And, some people are there for the check, some people are there for other things, whatever it is, but we were losing miserably. So I wanted to help. And you can't help until you help yourself. So that's why the change came with me first. And, I made a business out of it. And, I'm fortunate that I'm able to go back because I wish I had this company, Stay Fit Culture, when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I wish I had somebody that could come into schools and believe in me and really walk me through it. There's so much things, there's so many ways that these kids are so ahead of where you and I were when we were kids.
Right.
Information is so accessible. It's right at their fingertips through these phones. They can really find out things at a higher rate and much quicker than we ever could.
Yeah, of course.
And they learn different.
At their fingertips, yeah.
Yeah, they learn different.
Yeah.
Like we couldn't back parallel park without cutting the music down. These kids learn with music playing, man, earphones, just chaos. They learn in
it's a different environment.
Yes,
different
man.
beats. Absolutely. I'm curious though, bro. So you had a life where there was trauma.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of difficulties that came up in your life and challenges.
Yes.
And there wasn't a surrender. The connection with that higher source, whether someone calls it God, the universe, infinite intelligence, whatever they believe, right? There wasn't, there was something blocking.
Yes.
Right? What did life look like before the surrender?
Lonely. Painful. In confusion. Let me walk you down here. Just imagine, right? And I think this is something that I wish nobody has to ever go through. Just imagine having a surprise with your woman, going to the hospital, go give birth, and I was going to propose to her at the hospital, ring, everything, got it. Just imagine you go into a hospital expecting to come out with a wife, a kid, and you come out with a child I never even got to propose to my woman. She died. That is, that's the type of pain that no one can prepare you for. No one can talk you or coach you through it. You can have all the empathy in the world. Damn, I'm sorry you went through that, man. I wish you didn't have to go. Right, I get it. And, but I got to deal with this. And now my life is new. This is just like when somebody does something to you in a relationship, they never get the same version of you again.
Yeah.
I was never me again. So I'm not who I was then. I've grown. But that was a lonely place because for a long time, I couldn't be by myself. And you get people that want to give you so much advice. You need to learn how to be alone. Do this. Suppose I'm having suicidal thoughts. Who made you a shrink? Like, suppose I'm having suicidal thoughts and you give me some information to be by myself and I go kill myself. Like, nobody knows what to say to you in those moments. So I learned it took all the wrong things that people said for me to really sit down and just pray. And I talk to God the same way I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Like, yo, please, man, help me stop caring so much. Like, help me just help. I give up.
Yeah.
I'm lost. I don't have the answers. And it wasn't until I realized it's okay not to know, man. It's a saying, we make plans and God laughs at us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yo. And one thing I know,
he got some sense of humor, right?
Yeah, man. One thing I know in Arabic, it says, "Kulu nafsin dhalik tamut."
What's that?
This means every soul shall taste death. So it's something my dad used to always say also. If you live long enough, I guarantee you're going to die. So this is something that we have to prepare ourselves for, and you have to get comfortable with it. So I had to start accepting it. I have to go there too one day. My daughter has to go there too one day, God willing. I go before she does. But it started changing and it started resonating and it started being like, Khalil, ain't nobody coming to help you, man.
Yeah.
You got to do this. You. So I took charge and I took accountability. And this is a key thing in life. Like a lot of us don't take accountability, man. It's so easy to blame somebody, but if you blame a person, then you can never actually fix the problem at hand because you've given everything else and everyone else the power that it takes from you to fix you.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. Because you become, when you're on that level of life of why me, and on that like almost victim role,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you're thinking that you're a victim of your circumstances and
Mhm.
conditions, and starting to point the finger at everybody else, and not able to look in the mirror at that point and be
Yes.
able to peel that onion back to take stock of who you are.
And there's layers in every level you peel back. Layers. You
Yeah.
peel back this, you got your surface layer, you got the
Mhm.
middle, you got the end. And, you know, I started to really tap into some of the things that women go through.
Mm.
You know, I have children, so I've always been a great father, supporting Cass, but I never had to do it alone.
Right.
You know, I'm talking about from skin to skin, from my daughter came home and pooped right on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is hot. Like, what is this? But, you know, and now, you know, to the point where people was like, and hold on, mind you, I'm doing all this with a business.
Right.
So I still have to run a business. So it got to the point where I could help everyone else, but not me.
Mm.
Like I had all the answers for you, and it was accurate, it was right. And I helped so many people. That's what I do now. I help so many people change their lives. And I had to say, Khalil, man, you want to help you.
Yeah.
You do yourself a disservice of not helping you.
How long was the business open when this happened?
When that happened,
Yeah.
2020, I think I was in my third or fourth year
Third or
with the
fourth
gym.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just starting to get the reins of the
Yes.
business, and then turmoil happens, and the distraction comes up, and the worst
Turmoil.
moment of your life.
We talking about turmoil, right? Guess what else happened right when this happened?
What's that?
COVID.
COVID.
Hit. So I lost my. Let me change that. See this. You got to think. And I had to. I got to stop saying that. I didn't lose anything. I gained.
Mm.
I determined if I lost. She's not here, but I didn't lose. Great relationship, and I'm not gonna make all of her memories and my good memories go to a lost category. So
she's gone physically, but not
physically.
spiritual.
Never.
Yeah.
So, you know, your question, the business, I was just at a point where it was doing good, doing better. And that happened. And then it was like, you got to shut your business down.
Mm.
So now I'm with a newborn baby. I already have another daughter, baby. I have a stepdaughter. I had a family. My would have been wife had a mother. So we all together. And it's like, wow, it's just me.
Mm.
I had my own place up here in Ronkonkoma, and she had a place in Kew Gardens. So I was back and forth. I gave up my place to go down there because I wasn't going to pay rent in both places. Then her sister and her husband and the kids got stuck over here, couldn't get back to Trinidad from COVID. So now it's about 8 of us in a 2-bedroom with an infant. You talk about stress. You talk about helping people. Like I literally, and I was going to Bay Shore from Kew Gardens every night. So I'm driving from Kew Gardens to Bay Shore, helping everybody because we still don't want to close the gym down yet. So we running and jogging. I'm crying during my run. I didn't realize I left the whole class. So, you know, and then I started to do these shows I told you about, like speaking with Nightline and doing different things on the news. And I'm sitting there like, damn, I had to prepare. So I'm trying to tell my class the things that I'm dealing with, and everybody is there for you. We didn't even have class for morning, man. The whole class just broke down crying.
Mm.
And you know, God is good, man.
Sure.
Because when I spoke, you know, I had so many members of the gym was like, man, just forget it. Just keep billing me, man. I don't know how I'm gonna make it either. Just keep billing my card every month. You know what I mean? And we gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
I couldn't close, man. I couldn't. We started doing Zoom classes, and everybody got fat. People drinking, going to clubs, but we stayed together. And I just gave up, man. They said they was gonna find me like 10 grand a month if I stay open. Hey, listen, I'd rather get fined because I couldn't lose my business, all I had.
Yeah.
And then this is the way the society is. It's not really in our favor. So if I lose my business, then I go back to hustling. I can't go back. I got a lot of responsibilities. I can't just do that. So I really was forced to be great. You know what I mean? Like, and I took the opportunity to do it. So I showed up for people, and I still do it, man. I love what I love helping people.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah. I mean, man, it's amazing how when we overcome adversity and we become successful and start like really being aligned with that purpose, aligned with that with our creator, how everyone I know that's gone through that is being of service is something they want. Being of service is what helps them get to that next level and helping people grow. What did the surrender actually look like? When did that moment happen?
It was a brother of mine, man. You come into this world with your relatives, you know what I'm saying, your family. You don't get no choice. It's a difference between family and relatives, though. This is a good brother of mine, man. He's from Chicago. His name's Stu. Stu said, we was talking one day and he was like, you gotta take some time for you. I said, Stu, I ain't got time for that right now. I gotta get this. He was like, listen, I'm not submitting these bill receipts. I'm not submitting none of this. I got somebody I don't want you to talk to. And until you talk to her, all right, just give me the number. Psychiatrist. Name was Dr. Baez. I spoke to her. This was the start of me, and she's good at what she does, man. We spoke, and I think I didn't have the time. A couple of times I was rushing, and she was like, "All right, you late. We do it another time." I'm not used to nobody late. I don't have time. This is why I'm late.
Yeah,
man. I had to really zoom, get my pencil. Either I was going to get right and talk to her, or she wasn't going to allow me to show up halfway. So she held me accountable.
Yeah.
And she talked to me and showed me what surrendering looked like. And it wasn't what I thought it was. I didn't have to give up me to surrender. I had to give up the pain. I had to give up all the things that I blame. I had to give up all of that.
Yeah.
And that's when I started to give it up. Like, I knew that, like, our conversations ended in tears. Like, I didn't realize how much I had held on to, because what I did was I compartmentalized. I was coping. I went and put it up, and I used all of what I do, helping people, to comfort my pain. You know what I mean? So if I didn't have to be alone. I was at work all day, putting in crazy hours. I'm helping the whole community, other communities. When I got to go home, I avoid it. I go running. I go do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything became fitness, this, that. Man, I just had to sit in my own mess.
There was no self-care involved. It was more of like just self-destruction almost.
Mentally. Yeah. Because I physically cared about and I cared about myself mentally. I just didn't know how to, I couldn't find me.
Yeah.
That is hard. Like, people really don't understand that I had to find me, and I don't know where I went.
Yeah.
I thought I was together. I did. Met a wise young lady who told me something like, "You'll never find light in darkness." And it's a few things that I remember, and I hold it daily. She was right. And I started having relationships prior to being ready to be in one. And I had to pray to the Lord forgive me for making people look, bringing people that didn't need to be a part of my drama.
Yeah.
You know, but that's growth and that's accountability, because at that time I still couldn't see it until I actually healed.
Until you heal, you couldn't. You weren't ready to
No, I was
be
wondering
responsible
why.
for your actions.
No, I didn't even know that. I thought it was them.
Yeah.
I thought it was everybody else.
The blame game.
No, I wasn't blaming. I just thought like, yo, why you can't see that I'm not? And you know, even, no matter what you read, because I have an understanding. I read all the books. It's in the Bible. It says, lean on God and not your own understanding. You know what I'm saying? So this was the understanding that I thought. It wasn't of God. You know what I mean? So I had to really let go and let him work and stop intervening with his plan. I didn't have the answers. And once I realized that I didn't have the answers, I stopped showing up. Like, you know, I stopped trying to put out every fire. It's not my job to do, you know? And I started investing in my mental state.
Yeah. What was, and investing in your mental state is so important for the listeners out there. Like, you really got to make sure you're investing into your mental health, your mind, and your growth.
Yes,
it's important. And before you started doing the investment and the change happened, what were some of, two questions? Number one, what was some of the what was the belief system that you had when you were on that why me, you know what I mean, level? And what was your relationship with that higher source like?
the belief. All right, so the why me part was, God, I come from here. I've not always been the best person. I've been who I am now. I get my life together. I change. I try to do the things right. And why did you take her? You know what I mean? Like, why when I get to this point, that's where I was. So I was at a point, and you know, I struggled with that. And
were you questioning like your past and your past coming back at you or something?
No,
was any of that going on?
No, it wasn't that. I wasn't questioning my past coming back at me. I was wondering why didn't this type of stuff happen when I was, you know, when you're doing wrong, no nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
Why when I change this happened, and why death? Like I would have I would have rather break up because I didn't want her other daughter to lose her.
Yeah.
Like it was so many things that this was such a damage, and she's so impactful and powerful in her family. You know what I'm saying? Like this caused some damage. And I just why? So that dealing with that had me in a dark place to understanding. You mean why? Because that's what I wanted. Like, you mean that's what like you don't need to give me no reason.
Yeah.
I have to accept it. Move on.
Right.
And the thing about that, you can't move on. I have a child. You don't move on, but I move forward. And I get to decide how I'm going to move forward. I realized that I had the power to decide that. I am not moving forward in pity. I am not. You have to figure out what moving forward for you looks like.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody, if you ask, what do you want from your kids? Everybody in this world will tell you that they want the best for their children.
Absolutely.
Cool. Your best and my best look different though. It doesn't mean that I think I'm better than you or any of that. But sometimes in life you have to realize your ceiling can be someone's floor, and someone's floor can be your ceiling. Yeah. You get what I mean? Like, so it's levels to everything. And I just had to humble myself and accept that I don't have to know. Nobody owes me an answer. Yeah. Nobody owes me anything. if I'm going to live in this world, then I'm going to have to do the things that I need to do in this world so I can have success. I can walk in faith. And I'm not going to let nobody, no one or nothing blow my candlelight.
Mm. That's real, and not worrying about what other people think, not allowing someone else, some outside person, to fuck up your flow of what you have going on now.
Yeah.
You know, that takes a change in the mindset. That takes growth, and that takes acceptance, which are all the things that you grew with through this journey. I'm curious as to, I believe that when we have that flip in mindset, that paradigm shift, and we change who we are from within, right? Because the change always happens from within.
Yes.
It ain't the outside. It's on it's the inner work where the change occurs and the magic happens. And through that change, as we're evolving, we grow into we uncover what our core values are.
Yeah.
Right. And those core values are something that we kind of lean into when other difficult times come up in our life, right? Because this ride to success, it ain't a straight ride up. There's bumps in the road. Shit's gonna get fucked up. We got to learn how to navigate through those bumps in the road. And leaning into those core values when those bumps in the road occur is what helps those bumps become smoother. So what are those core values that you kind of uncovered and lean into now?
Many of them, but I'm gonna tell you, for anybody, for the viewers, everybody that's listening, I can tell you core values. We all have them, but I'm gonna tell you what got me through to this point. It's no miracle. It's no great force. It's no power within. It's none of that. Just didn't quit, man. Like I don't have no success story, man. I ain't give up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I bet on me, and then I doubled down.
Right.
Like that's the story. Like, I was already counted out. Convict, just gonna be dead or in jail by the time he's 20. Women count me out my whole life, man. Count me out. Okay. Fuck them. Yeah. They can't count. Yeah. You know what I mean? Now I get to change. I changed the trajectory of my life. You know what I mean? I just had faith, God, and don't quit. That's the core value right there, man. And when you are focused on reaching a goal, and that's what you want, rap, sports, education, whatever it is you want, you have to be almost maniacal in pursuit of going to get that. And for those that don't know what I mean, like you gotta have maniac tendencies to the point where people is like, yo, he's crazy. So as in hindsight, to when I told you I went and got lost, I was just running and crying. I did that for about 2-3 years.
Yeah.
You know what that did? Turned into another gym. So I don't even remember what happened. I don't even remember some of the levels of the pain I went through because I was so focused in helping everybody else that's the passion of what I do that I have, but it's also what people understand. They like, man, he cares. It's this. So I went out and built the whole brand in pain.
Yeah.
Now I get to do that with pleasure.
Right.
So it's different. Like, just don't quit, man. Don't give up. I don't know who was rooting against me. I don't care. I ain't even here.
Yeah. That's important too. Not giving a fuck who's caring, who's not. You're doing it for you. You're believing in yourself. And man, not quitting, not giving up, because life's gonna throw those fucking curveballs, man. It's gonna happen. You're gonna get hit below the belt. And you know what? When you get hit below the belt and you don't see it coming, be grateful because you're still fucking standing. And you still got an opportunity to go out there and create your destiny. And guess what? It ain't gonna be the last time you get hit below the belt.
At all. And when quitting becomes easy, it becomes habitual.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
When quitting gets that easy for you to do, then it becomes habitual. It's habit forming. In the gym, I ain't trying to hear I can't. I can't will get you some burpees, another mile. Like, I can't. Only thing I can't do is not succeed.
That's right. That's
In
right.
winning, like, I'm not in competition with anyone. I'm in competition with me. I just got to do better than what I did the day before. I win every day.
Yeah, that's right.
Mindset, man.
Mindset is everything, man. And you have an opportunity to win every fucking day. You could
Every
progress.
day.
Every progression is a win. So guess what? You control winning because all you got to do is progress, man. That's it. Man, Khalil, tell the audience what you're doing now and where they can find you.
What I'm doing now, I got something big coming up, man. I'm working on some things, Joe. I just created another page. It's called Stay Fit EDU. This is what I'm doing with a lot of my work in the schools, hospitals, and I went in there and help out. You know, I took some things personal before, like I told you what I was going through. I changed that, you know, God willing, over time, I healed, and I want to help people even more. So for whoever is hurting, I just want to help that much more. Some of the things that I have going on, we're going in here now, we're doing a lot of things with a lot of our children that are having difficulty getting to school, showing up, or kids that are being bullied, you know, kids that are not eating. We have so many things that's going on. Everybody has a story, and there's something going on in every household out there. We're trying to reach, and we have more people, more resources, more funding. So we're trying to reach and spread the awareness so we all can come together collectively and help, because that's our first source of this, helping these kids, because these kids are the ones that's going to be in the positions later in life. They're going to be the next generation of police officers. They're going to be the next generation of nurses, doctors, lawyers, old folk homes. So, you know, you never know where you're going to run into these people again at, but you have to help. And there's so many women that are helping these kids, man. So many of them, and there's such a shortage of men.
Yeah.
So, you know, that is one of the things that I am most excited about, like not giving back, giving
Yeah.
to these children, these youth, the parents, the kids, the parents, and the people, the teachers, the staff, all of them, because that is our next line. You know, it's no one size hat fits all. So we're in it, man. That is it. And you can find me on Stay Fit Culture, Stay Fit EDU, on every platform. I have a YouTube page, Stay Fit Culture. That's where you can find us at, man.
So all that's going to be in the show notes for everybody to see, man. And love what you're doing out there, bro.
Thank you, man.
I love it, man. Love the way you're giving back. Love your passion for it. Love your energy, and I'm grateful that you got through those difficult times and
Definitely.
are able to do what you're doing now, man. There's a few questions that I ask all my guests.
Okay.
The first is, what does the word purpose mean to you?
Purpose? Goal driven. What purpose means to me is I get to create it. I get to own it. My purpose doesn't have to be anybody's. Nobody has to understand. I'm not afraid to get lost in it. It's my movie.
Yeah, love that.
Everybody else, they get a role.
Yeah.
And if I don't like the role that they playing, cut.
Yeah.
New actor.
Like that. See, it's your movie. That's right. You're the star of your own movie, man. Ain't nobody can tell you how to make your movie, how what your movie's supposed to start with, in the middle, and at the end. You create that. You got the vision for that, man. And when you think of the word reforge, what comes to mind?
Reforge. You mean like if you did the check the first time, you wouldn't have to reforge? No. A chance to do it over, man.
Yeah.
rebuild,
Yeah.
restructure, reemphasize, like a chance to get it right.
Yep.
If you didn't do such a good time the first time.
Isn't it such a blessing to get that second opportunity to be able to go and do it again, man?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yep.
Man. Thank God for that. And there's somebody out there right now that's looking to reforge their life. They don't have the tools. They don't know where to begin.
Mm-hmm.
What's one piece of advice you could give that person?
Something that's not cliche. Let's see. Person that's looking to rebuild their life. If you're looking, you've already accepted the fact that you need to start rebuilding it. So that's the big step, admitting, awareness. Do it. Stop just wanting to do it. And I say that because I have people that want to take this fitness and health and things to the next level. And they be in my DMs or they be saying, like, I know I just got to do it. I think that's the worst mistake you can do, is to procrastinate. You got a day. This can be day one, or you could continue to say one day, so just do it, man. Sometimes you got to press play, man.
That's it. There's no time better than the present, man.
Yep.
Gotta just take action, because if you don't take action,
action to take you.
Yep. And there's no transformation happening without action. You got to have all the inspiration in the world,
Mm-hmm.
but if you ain't taking action, you ain't having a transformation.
Nope.
What's one thing the audience doesn't know about you that you enjoy doing for fun?
I enjoy. It's crazy because the things that I enjoy, fun. What's fun to me, man, it's funny, is being a part of the setting and watching everyone enjoy themselves. Like that, create the whole thing, and watch everybody come together and be like, wow, I have so much pleasure in being a part of people finding themselves, man.
Yeah.
That's something that I enjoy. I get all of my, that's what makes me happy. Just watching people find themselves, feel good about themselves after they didn't think that they could do it.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. I kind of have an idea of what that feels like, because what I do for work, man.
Yeah.
People taking people from where they are to where they want to be, and helping someone believe in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's awesome. That's a gift.
And showing them how to do the work.
Yeah.
As they go along. You get what I mean? Yeah. They did it.
Absolutely.
That's big, man.
It's a
I didn't do that for you. You did it.
Yeah. You had it inside you the whole time.
Yeah.
You just had to go find it. That's all it is, man. Man, bro, I knew the energy was going to be there, brother. I appreciate you coming through, man. For real, brother.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. Glad that we were able to do this and create some impact out there, bro.
Definitely, man.
And for all the listeners and viewers out there, man, I'm going to ask y'all, like I always do, LFSS, like, follow, subscribe, and share, because there's somebody out there today that's not listening, that's not watching, and they're looking to reforge their life, whether it's in their business, their finances, their relationship, their health, and they don't have the tools. They don't know where to begin. And you sharing this episode could help them reforge their life. So don't forget, y'all, share. Stay productive, stay profitable, stay blessed, y'all.
You've been listening to Reforge Your Life with your host, Joe Rivera. Make sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. To learn more about Joe Rivera and how he can help you or your organization reforge your life and regain your place at the top, head on over to withjoerivera.com and follow Joe on all social platforms. The Reforge Your Life podcast was produced by Thrive Loud Productions. Thanks for listening.